You like it?
It's cool.
I loved it. It's a little bit different at the beginning than my other one. So,
I like the build up.
yes, yes. See, that's what pumps me up. So, there you go. Today, I was just like, I'm going to change it all. So, welcome everybody. If we get anybody new, someone's watching this as a playback later, my name is Pamela. I go by Scooter Renee. I've been a reseller for 5 years, a little over 5 years now. And then I got my partner in crime. Yes, I play it the right way. Tiffany, and she's a reseller as well. We do a lot of auctions together. She does a lot of buy it now videos and some auctions on her own as well. So, how long have you been reselling? About the same time frame, right?
Yeah, about 5 years, almost 5 years.
All right, that's what I
Hmm.
thought.
Yep.
So we got Miss. Whoops, I'm on the wrong screen. Hold up. Hold up. Okay, we got
Hello.
Lori Hayes here, and she is drinking Pepsi.
What's up? What's happening, Lori?
Yeah,
I'm a
and we got
coaster on
Florence
Bible.
here. Hey, buddy. So glad
What's
to
up?
have you here. You said
Hey,
you'd be here.
Orange.
You kept your word. Remember to hit the thumbs up and to comment at the end of the show. Tell me what you thought about this topic tonight, what you want me to talk about the next few Monday nights. Make sure you are subscribed to myself and my girl Tiffany. Ring that bell so you can be notified when we upload a video or do a post or when we go live on YouTube, so you don't ever miss anything. Um, Tonight's Monday motivation is going to be a little different. It might not start out positive, but we will end it positive, I promise. So we'll wait just a few more minutes, see if any more people will join us. Thank you for the ones that are here, taking the time out of your day to be with us.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tomorrow night, we're going to be on my channel. We'll be doing clothing auction. Wednesday night, we'll be on Tiffany's channel. We'll be doing jewelry. And then Thursday night will be anything and everything on Tiffany's channel as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then next Monday will be Monday Motivation Poshmark. So those of you that have been thinking about doing Poshmark but haven't jumped in, or you jumped in but you're still new to it, I'll be doing that next Monday night. And then the following Monday, I will have Robert with me, even though he keeps saying, well, you should ask me, whatever. I'll have Robert, my husband, on with me. He will be letting you know from a spouse's point of view what it's like to be a spouse of a reseller, what he felt, what he first thought about it when I started doing it, what he thinks now. His views of it have totally changed within 5 years. So,
Mm-hmm.
all
Even
right,
from when I met you, they changed.
right? I've used, well, I still am. I'm one of those, I got to wade my feet in, dip my foot in, see if I want to buy something or not. Like Robert said, he goes, even if you save $2,000 for a pallet, you still sit there and go, ugh, but it's still $2,000. I'm like, yep, I would be. I would be like, I could buy so much more stuff with this instead of a pallet. Tiffany's all in.
Oh yeah.
Oh, looky here.
What's up, Callie?
Hasn't popped up yet. There he is. Hey, Callie, welcome in. Thank you for being here, buddy.
Hello, hello. Lori
Yep,
Hayes is in the
it has
house.
been a while. I'm glad to be back. So, we'll go ahead and start diving into it. Like I said, tonight's Monday motivation is going to be a little bit different. I think it's important to kind of show the bad side, not the bad side, but the sometimes negative side for reselling, because it's not always, everything as it may appear to be. So, um, make Tiffany smaller because I told her I would. Hey, Coffee with Demetrius.
What's happening, buddy?
How are you? I got my iPad in front of me that has my notes. So. Okay, so tonight I want to talk about the hard side of being a reseller, what resellers don't want to tell you about reselling. It's not always rainbows and sunshine. Being a reseller, everything ebbs and flows from sales to finding items, customers, shipping, etc. is, going to give and take. But I want to also talk about how we can help each other to motivate and encourage when one of us is down for the count for a bit. So usually Tiffany and I are pretty good about getting the other one lifted up when we need to. And then some of y'all that have reached out to me recently have been so good to me. So we have got Ashley in the house. Welcome, welcome.
What's up, Ashley?
All right. So even if you just start reselling or you're still thinking about it, there are times that things can be very overwhelming and unexpected things will and can happen. Stress and depression can take a major toll on the body and most definitely your mental status. So, which will affect your business. Unfortunately, it happens. There will be times that your business will slack or put on the back burner. It's what you do during and especially afterwards while you're in that valley that counts. So that's exactly what I want to talk about tonight and share. Please feel free to comment and chat, share your own stories, ask questions, whatever you want to do. Anything in chat is welcome. And so next we have the comeback is always, not most times, not sometimes, it is always stronger than your setback. The comeback is always stronger than your setback. And that has been so true for me. So it's no secret that this year, and we're only in month 4, that this has been the hardest year yet for me. I thought last year was. Y'all remember I tore my ACL. My daughter had her baby. My stepdad fell, broke his hip. My mom fell, broke her hip. Like, it was just all over the place. But I thought last year was bad, but it didn't even come close to what this year's already been. Most of you know and recall the middle of February that my dad caught himself on fire. They sent him to a burn unit that was 2 hours away, and he was diagnosed with COVID on top of that, so I couldn't go see him for the first week and a half that he was there. They were going to do surgery, but they found that his heart was going to be too weak to withstand any surgeries that he was going to have. There was going to be several involved because it involved his feet and one of his legs. So they were going to send him, after that was discussed, I want to say he was probably there for 3 weeks, 4 weeks. We decided that we were going to bring him home to live with my brother who lives here locally with me, so I would be able to see my dad. And we were going to hire hospice to help keep him comfortable for however long we need a hospice. He was supposed to come home on March 4th, which was a Friday, but instead I got the phone call that he was not going to make it here in the ambulance and that we, in fact, needed to go see him. They said they would keep him comfortable as long as they could and that hopefully we would get there in time. We did, but he passed away an hour or two after we got there. So after that happened, the following Tuesday, I got a call from the nursing home where my mom has been staying. She's been there for 2-3 years. They were going to call in hospice because she wasn't and hadn't made any progress from when she fell and broke her hip last November or December. All that kind of gets blurry for me. I had to go and sign all the paperwork since I had healthcare POA on her. And then on March 23rd, my mom, who had battled against Alzheimer's for the past 10 years, ended up passing away that day. So in less than 2.5 weeks, I lost my dad and then I lost my mom. So understandably, the grief and depression has done its number on me for sure, without a doubt. Still kind of doing a number on me. During March and part of April, I really let grief overtake me and win. I let it knock me down and allow things not to interest me anymore that used to, like working out at the gym, coming live and reselling with Tiffany, Poshmark, Macari, everything that I'm doing, my booth, all that kind of went to the side. But I have become determined to get back and not get a knockout, or get back up and not get a knockout. I might still be wobbly on my legs and I might be hanging tight on those side ropes there in the ring, but that's okay. grief and depression can do crazy things to your body and your mind, and it's so easy to lay down and just let things be and consume you, which is where I really did go. With help from my family and friends like Tiffany, I've started using my grief and depression to be my motivator, to fight myself even if I'm different from who I used to be. And I found this quote by Zig Ziglar that said, if there was no love, there'd be no grief, which is so very true. We wouldn't have the grief if we didn't love the people that we lose. So, oh, thank you, Lori Hayes. You're so sweet. Some important things that I feel like I did even while I was out of the game was try to notify everyone why shipping was taking longer than expected. I was and still can be quiet to everyone else, but I want to make sure that my customers are taken care of. So you always, regardless what's going on in your life, you want to make sure that your customers are taken care of and that they know what is going on, why they haven't gotten their stuff. Because usually if you're quiet, then they're going to assume the worst instead of realizing what's really going on. A lot of you I'm friends with on Facebook, but some of y'all might not get those notices over there if I'm not friends with you. So you might not know what had been going on in my life during that time. So that was one thing. If someone emailed or message about their items, I made sure I replied quickly. So I thank each and every one of you for your patience, understanding, your encouraging words, and your prayers during that time. It meant so much to me. So if you sent me an email or a message and just said, hey, I'm just thinking about you, praying for you, I might not have replied, but if you had a question, then I would have replied, because that's, my business is very important to me, no matter if I am down for the count or, going along like I am now. So if you have been around me long enough, you know I'm very big on communication. This goes both ways. It's just as important for the buyer to communicate with us resellers as it is for us resellers to communicate with the buyer. So if there are times that you can't pay or whatever, just let us know. I mean, just keep us in the loop. We're not going to badger you. Just let us know so we don't have to chase you. So, hey, Red Buddy. I got welcome in, buddy. You're in my prayers for sure. Thank you, Cool Ranch. Another important thing I did was go ahead, once I explained I hadn't shipped, I went ahead and shipped. Excuse me, got a tickle in my throat. Less things to keep up with, not to mention settling down. It helped settle down the overwhelming feelings that I was going through and was feeling at the time. So, hey, Susan Arrington. I guess I need to get back on the main screen here. There she is. Hey, Susan. And then, like I said, Rev is here as well. And I think I got everybody. Okay. Sorry, guys.
What's up, guys?
So another important thing I did, I think I already said that. I went ahead and got it shipped to get that overwhelmness out of the way. Even though I just shipped or messaged y'all on Monday and said, hey, this is why it's late. By Wednesday, I was getting out the door because I just couldn't stand it. I don't like being late with y'all's orders or anything. And that's one thing I've had to really allow myself grace with the past month and a half. So, hey, Sandy, welcome in. Thank you, girl. Thank you so much. So, it's okay if you need a break. Tiff has been so good about reminding me that. To say, girl, just rest, take time for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Just be. You don't have to be doing anything. So, but just get back in the game as soon as you can. I don't rely on my side business to pay my family bills or put gas in my car or groceries or any of those very much needed needs. But I do rely on it to get new inventory for you guys, to pay for shipping and so forth, rent on my booth, everything else, because that has come out of my money that I make, not our family funding. So, but remember, the longer you are out, the longer it takes to make the money you were making. But give yourself grace. I'm always telling Tiffany, my daughters, I'm always saying, give yourself grace, because we're not perfect all the time. And there's times that we just don't feel like it. So always remember that it's okay. Let's see. Susan Arrington says she needed her time off, and then she said, wait, I missed what happened. Okay, I'll say it here and again. And Lori Hayes says, always remember you can't pour from an empty cup. Isn't that the truth?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So Susan Arrington, what happened was I lost my dad on March 4th, and then 2.5 weeks later, I lost my mom on March 23rd. So I'm kind of going over, that how that knocked me down, but how you got to get back in the game and everything. So it's also okay for you to take your time to dip your toes in and get back to what you were doing when you're ready. So, sorry. So during all that time, if you remember, Tiffany and I, we did, I think, an auction March 13th and 14th, I believe. And then we kind of took another break. We had taken a break before that, so it's okay to kind of get back in for just a second and then step back out if you need to. You own your business. You decide what you need, when you need it, how long you need it. So be afraid to give that time to yourself. Now, thank you, Susan Arrington. There are other things that can affect you as a reseller. I've talked about myself long enough. There's the financial burden, because you want to bring new inventory and not show the same old stuff every time. I mean, you can show a pair of socks for so many times. You can show a pencil sharpener for so many times. You can show a ring so many times. So it's important to keep your inventory refreshed and new and stuff. But that can be a financial burden to some of us. And you are also depending on people to pay when they should, but sometimes people do take advantage of the time that you have given them to pay it. We give a month for y'all to pay the invoices on our auctions, and sometimes there are not many, luckily, but there are a couple that will take more time than needed, and then we got to chase them down and figure out why, it's taking so long, which is never a problem. Again, I just go back to saying, communicate, let's see, and relying on the income regardless for livelihood or to keep your business afloat or both can also knock you down. So that's another thing that can kind of knock you out of the loop and have you out of the game for a while. Getting sick is another thing. Tiffany just experienced this last week, and that's why we weren't on last week. Her little Daniel got sick, and then she got sick. And when we got to take care of a child that's sick or ourselves, it's so hard to run this business. It's not like you get to take time off, just whenever and still get paid while you get to take that time off. So there are times that you have no choice but not to work, even if you're feeling like doo-doo, But as a reseller, most of the time you can't take on too long because you can lose the interest or the attraction of the items that you're selling. Again, like I said, if you've been out of the game long, it will take a little while to get back into the game. So you always want to keep yourself relevant and in front of people, even if you're not live or if you don't go live. You want to make sure that you're posting things, telling people about new things that are coming, whatever, is going on in your reselling business. You want to keep yourself relevant in order to keep your customers and new people, attracted to you. Family stuff can also be a setback. Some that do this full time and have kiddos have to strategize differently than I have to on when they work. Again, example, Tiffany has a little boy. I don't have kids. So for me, it really doesn't, I have to work Monday through Friday, unfortunately. I have a real job. But I don't have to think like Tiffany of, okay, when is he going to wake up? when is my husband going to get home? So I can go live without being interrupted 50 times, or whatever it may be. So she has to strategize a little different than I do. And so a sick parent that you now find yourself having to take care of them will also make strategizing differently. So that was my struggle. Tiffany didn't have that. There for a while we had it at the same time. But, with having a mom in nursing home and stepdad that can't take care of himself and things like that, that weighs on me at times and has knocked me out sometimes. So, unexpected things happening, like my dad catching himself on fire. That was an added stress and took my energy from my business because he was 2 hours away from me. I had to communicate constantly by phone with the hospital, and that was a nightmare beyond any hospital here in Arkansas I've had to deal with. He was over at Memphis at Regional 1, and that was a nightmare at times until I got the nurse's desk, and that helped a little. But it took a lot of energy, and it took a lot of my, preparation for when we did auctions and stuff like that, because I just didn't want to. Unexpected costs that you have to focus on taking care of, and that can distract you. Something on the car goes wrong. If it's a lot of money, it does me, it distracts me because now I'm worried about that. I'm not worried about my business. I'm worried about getting my car fixed or something with your family or your kids or whatever financially that you got to take care of. That can, distract you. Again, the most important thing is not to let it knock you down. Take time for yourself and get back in the game and get a game plan together, which is what I'm working on right now, is getting that game plan together. And y'all know that my goal word for the year is intentional. I have it right here on my board. It's in front of my face on the board, on my computer at all times. I got to be intentional about my business, my selling, anything I'm doing. I need to be intentional about it. That involves my side business. Trying to be intentional or mindful of what I need to do now to get back in the game and to ramp it back up as well. Because I don't want to always just stay here. I want to go here. I'm always pushing myself. Okay, I keep my goal numbers here of what I did in the auction for the month, and then what my total sales of everything across the board is. And then I keep it up for a year. So I know last month I did this. I want to move to this for this month. I want to beat that number. And then I did this last year. I want to beat that, what I did last year. Not always done, but it's important to me. So I think it's important to kind of keep those kind of things in front of you to remind you why you're doing this and how, remind you how to do it and to just keep you motivated, keep pushing yourself. So, and just like I said in the positive spot thought thing, I promise you that my comeback, my personal comeback, is always going to be stronger than my setback. Hasn't been successful in the gym, but it's been, I'm feeling better about things. I'm more motivated to do some things, like motivated to do Monday motivation, like tonight. So, and this is where I said we'll turn it positive and everything. As you know, I try to keep these shows just an hour, but if y'all decide y'all want to talk about anything tonight, we'll go longer if need be. Oh, thank you, Sandy. Scooter and Tiffany, you just remember we're always here for you and you'll never get rid of me. That's cool. We never want to get rid of you. We don't ever want to get rid of any of you. So get up, dust yourself off, and get ready to fight again. Choose to be a champion. If you don't know what that stands for, I'm about to tell you. So C, and this comes from the song Champion by Carrie Underwood. So if you have not heard that song, this is what I listen to motivate me, to get me going. C is for the courage I possess through the trauma. H is for the hurt, but it's all for the honor. A is for my attitude, working through the patience. Money comes and goes, so the M is for motivation. Gotta stay consistent. The P is for persevere. The I is for integrity, innovative career. The O is optimistic, open, and never shut. And the N is necessary because I'm never giving up. So if y'all want that later on, let me know. I'll send it to you. But that is what I keep in mind. That's what I keep on my board as well, to constantly remind me that these are the items I need to be successful. For me, these are the ingredients for my recipe. So Q&A time. I know we're only almost 30 minutes in, but now it's time for y'all to just ask me anything. It can be about how to get through the grief and the trauma and stuff like that, or it can be totally something else. It could be about Poshmark. It could be about my dog. It can be whatever your heart desires, I will answer. Can you put that in chat or email me? Yes. Yes, I can. So, Cool Ranch is asking that. Right, Lori? That's definitely, I'm very thankfully to my stepfather. I went and saw Zig Ziglar when I was like 12 years old, and then he put me through Dale Carnegie School for, not sales, the one before sales, but he put me through that when I was like 16, 17 years old. Always surrounded me with motivational stuff and stuff, so I'm very big on motivation. Kind of like the other night when I was selling some of the stuff on the auction of motivation. You will find a ton of books in my house on tons of different things, from marriage to motivation to money to whatever. So, Tiff, do you have anything to share real quick while I type this thing out for them?
Sure, I'm not sure what you're typing out, but as most of you know, the past, I don't know, like, I'm going to go with almost a year now. I've been battling depression, like I have been all my life. And it's just, I don't know, there's just something up here. Nothing like crazy bad happened, but you just kind of get into this dark place. And probably like 5 or 6 months out of the past year, I've been kind of like down and out. And that's not what I want for my business aspect. And thankfully I got Scooter and my husband and my parents to kind of try to lift me back up. But even with being out for that 5 or 6 months, like I am fighting to try to play catch up, and man, it's rough. So I mean, and it's not easy to get to work and be motivated to do what you got to do when you're depressed, to take care of your family, to take care of your business, to reach those goals that you want to reach. But what I have learned over the past year, in those 5 or 6 months that I was down and out, with just being in my own mind, I'm not good enough for YouTube. I'm not good enough for reselling. I keep on making mistakes. I should just really stop. Or next time I get into that state, I'm really going to try to talk more about it with with Scooter, for instance. She's always been a really great help to me, to my husband. I'm kind of the person that keeps things bottled up. I did do that one. Hi. No, don't shoot anybody with the bow and arrow. So yeah, I usually keep things bottled up, and then I kind of explode at the end. But I'm gonna try this new tactic and talk to people, and hopefully this way here, maybe next time I get depressed, rather than skipping 2 or 3 weeks of doing auctions or listing and stuff, Scooter will say, no, you know what? Come and hang out with me tonight. We're gonna go on my channel. If you need me to do 3 or 4 extra things, I'll do it, and then at least I'll still be there to try to get stay in the loop of things and keep consistent. As I do. You want to talk to Scooter? Well, she's not.
Hey, buddy.
But I think staying consistent will really help, because I know getting in a hole with money and bills, that doesn't make depression any better at all. It actually makes it a little bit worse. So, say hey, Grumpy Pants. Can you say hi to everybody? Hi.
Hey, buddy.
Did you wake up from a nap? Was it a good nap? Yeah. Okay. Cool. But yeah, just try to stay motivated if you can. Talk to people. That's what I've learned. Talk out your feelings.
Yes, very much important. So, and Tiffany and I have gotten to know each other for a long time. It'll be 2 years this August that since we started working together and everything. So we've been together for a while, and so we kind of pick up on when the other one is not talking, and generally Tiffany and I just message each other. It's not that we're like actually talking on the phone, but if she doesn't message me all day, it's kind of like, what's up? And if it goes into the next day and she still hasn't messaged me, it's like, okay, something's up because she hasn't messaged me. And then vice versa, like while I was dealing with the death of my parents and everything, she'd say, hey girl, I don't need you to talk to me, but I want to let you know that I'm here for you. And that meant the world because everybody was messaging me and calling me, and nothing wrong with that, but I just was not in for it. I just did not have the strength or the energy to deal with explaining again what happened, or explaining how I felt, or hearing I'm so sorry. It's like, I know you're sorry. I don't need to hear that. I just need to know that you're praying for me and that you are there if I need you by some chance. And a lot of y'all did that too. So that was so helpful. And I know that when stuff like this happens, you just don't know what to say to begin with. And that's exactly what Tiffany had told me. She said, girl, I've never gone through this, so I don't even know what to tell you. And it meant so much more to me that she said that instead of trying to come up with something. I don't know. I'm weird about that. I'm weird about funerals. I hate going to funerals. My parents was probably the first funerals I've been to in a while. So, and then when my mom passed away, I actually spoke at her funeral, and I was really proud of myself to be able to get up there and share things about my mom. So, right. Any other questions? Thank you, guys. Anything at all, or if you want to just talk, like we don't even have to have questions. So I did put in the chat about the champion for you, Cool Ranch. If you still need me to email it to you later, let me know. I can certainly do that for you. Anybody else? But I love that song. That song is Champion by Carrie Underwood and Ludacris. And that song, I'll blare it in my car every day just to kind of get me motivated, especially if I know we're coming on live. So, all right. Anything else? I know we're going to probably cut it short unless somebody else has anything to say. Can you tell me about the frustration with shipping? Okay. So the frustration with shipping, as far as, I don't know exactly what it is, but I can tell you what my frustration with shipping is one, it takes time to get the shipping done. So I try to invoice y'all every Friday, and then the following week is when I try to work on shipping until this kind of stuff happens. So I am behind like a week or two now, but they will get done. One thing that I use now that alleviates some of the stress is that my husband wraps all the breakable stuff. That's why some of y'all take an hour or two to get your stuff open, because he's wrapped it way better than I ever did. So that happened. So that's helped me. When you do box in the bag, I know there's supposedly a thing that pirate ship might be taking that away. I don't know if that's true. I'm just going to wait until I get some sort of notification, but I will continue to use pirate ship. Tiff and I both use box in the bag, so you can ship up to 19 pounds, well, right under 20 pounds. You can ship for under $10, unless it's going to California for me. If it's going to California for me, it's about $11. So, but pirate ship is what I've used. I used to use PayPal, and pirate ship is so much cheaper. So even though y'all haven't paid your invoice or whatever, but I know it's coming, I'll go ahead and ship it and then transfer the money as soon as it hits my PayPal or whatever. So yes, Sandy, crack a joke. Definitely crack a joke. But shipping, it's another thing I found that helps me with shipping as well is the box in the bag, I've ordered big O, okay, big poly millers. So a lot of items, unless you are a 2-boxer or a 3-boxer, like Cool Ranch is sometimes, I will just throw your box in the bag, seal it up, and I don't have to mess with taping or anything. When I first started, that's what I learned was that you had to tape the mess out of your packages before you ship it. So then that way none of the stuff would tear. And at that time, we used garbage bags. And now, it just bugs me to tape and tape and tape. It's repetitive. I get bored with it. I don't like it. Tiffany, on the other hand, can do it all day long and it not bug her at all. And she is done way quicker than I am. So I had to kind of think outside that box of what would help me more. And buying bigger poly millers is what helped me more. So I didn't have to tape. So, Sandy, oh, I thought Sandy Curtin said something. Excuse me. Rev said, I will speak from a consumer point of view. I got a package a week or so ago and no clue who it was from, what was in it. Really? I know for myself, I always have my label on there. It's got my name and everything. But Rev, that could be a surprise gift from somebody. Somebody might have got you something and just sent it, but didn't want you to know who it was from. Opened the box and I realized it's from so-and-so. Do you remember that you purchased it? That's the big thing. All right, Sandy, is this the joke right here? Because it says pig fell in the mud. I feel like there's a joke here. Oh, months ago you won those things. Gotcha. Yeah. Like, guys, if I'm ever being slower than what you want me to be, or than you want me to be, if I'm being slower than I should be, I think that's what I'm trying to say, then reach out to me. Let me know, hey, I feel like I should have already got my stuff. And then I'll let you know if something's going on, or it will go out then. Sometimes y'all are wanting to know. I got it now.
A white horse fell in the mud.
See, I overanalyze everything, and I mean everything. I overanalyze it. I think way beyond than what's there. I'm just like, what the heck? Kind of like Orange cracked a joke one night. She said something about the powder that was in a compact thing, and I go into explaining what the powder was. I didn't know what brand or whatever. Da 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 da. She's like, never mind.
You can. When we're all done, you can talk to Scooter, okay? Oh, I'm not muted. I'm sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. So, Rev said that the shipping took months. Yeah. I never want to take months, guys. The most I want to take is like 2 weeks. Maybe. It could maybe go into 3, but I really try not to. The reseller made it bogus. The post office lost it. Yes, that's always. Yeah. Just be honest with people. Just let them know what's really going on. You forgot to ship it. Okay, say you forgot to ship it. Your customers are going to appreciate you more in the long run because you were honest with what really happened and you weren't trying to just blame it on somebody else. Shift the blame. Don't shift the blame. Just own it. Own it and say it. It's different in person. No, not you. He's perfectly fine, Tiffany, right? She always freaks out with him. I'm like, no, it's fine. Cool Ranch is different in person. Honesty is always the best policy. Always. Yes. Yes. That's like if something breaks in shipping. Okay. Let me credit you or let me reimburse you. Either way. I don't care. I want y'all to be happy so y'all keep coming back. And so I think that's also important. Make your customers happy. No, the customer's not always right sometimes, but it is what it is sometimes. So always make sure you come forth with whatever is going on. That way there's no miscommunication in the future. I don't want somebody to blow smoke up my rear end. Right, Cool Ranch? Yes. Do not blow smoke up my rear end, because if I find out that you blow smoke up my rear end, I'm done with you, because that won't happen again. I totally believe in the fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me, fool me the third time, the gloves are coming off, So,
So about that shipping and honesty and all that stuff, I buy from this person, and I love the items that this person has, and he always treats me really good. Lately, I order 500, 1,000, $2,000 worth of items, and I get things happen, but I feel like every time my packages are taking 2, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, 3 months, a string of things happen. Oh, I was in the hospital. This happens. This happens. This happened. Just beating me around the bush, and it's just like, just tell me you didn't ship it or you lost the items. And I never filed for a refund or anything, because I'm a long time customer of this person. And I felt like we became friends, so I'm trying to give the person a benefit of a doubt, but just let me know and do the right thing. Send me my $1,500 back, and I could use it to pay my $1,600 rent, which is quite ridiculous. But my God, just let me know. Don't give me I was in the hospital and this happened and so and so died, and if it is true, then I'm so sorry that happened. But why does it always happen when my stuff is taken forever? You know what I mean? It starts to get like, okay, are you effing with me? Because I don't like this. Like,
right.
so that's
Yeah.
just my 2 cents.
Yeah. And like Tiffany would share that with me, and I'm getting more mad than she is about it. And I'm like, dude, you need to lay the law down and say, if you don't have it here by next Friday, I want my money back. I want a refund, because it's just not right. Because if that person would just come right out and say, I lost it or I haven't shipped it yet, and gave her a refund, she would be more inclined to spend more money with them probably. So, let's see. I saw Tiffany laughing.
And I said that before. I said, if I just knew, or if he communicated with me, I would have spent a lot more money with him over the past year. But because he hasn't, I haven't been buying because I'm waiting for my crap still. Hold up.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, so, just be forthcoming. So if you're brand new in reselling, know from the get go to just be honest with whoever it is. If you on Poshmark send somebody a shirt and it's got a stain on it, just say, look, I'm sorry, I overlooked it, and let it go.
I'm sorry, guys. Some people like to make their own ice cream. Does it work though? I mean, does it like actually make ice cream? And if not, I'll hook you guys up in your next package. Okay, I'm sorry.
I got mine. I haven't used it yet.
Exactly, Corinne. Just ship the damn package. I sent you money. I paid for my goods. Give me my shit. I mean, that's really about it. That's all I have to say.
Right. And then also, like, some of the people that do this, they are resellers as well. And it's like, look, if someone owed you money, you would be hot and ready for that money. You can't tell me you wouldn't be, because we all look forward to getting paid. So I don't understand why the same respect isn't returned. When I buy stuff from other people on auctions and stuff, I pay immediately. As soon as I get the invoice, I go ahead and pay it, unless I know I had a month or two or whatever. But generally, I'll go ahead and pay because, one, I'm going to forget anyways, and two, I don't want to piss someone off because I didn't pay on time. So, but some of that does happen, and so there are bridges that get burned, and there are people that, you just gotta say, I'm sorry, I gotta cancel your invoice because I need that money just as bad as you need your money. So this person was reported to PayPal. If I report this person, PayPal will drop her. That might be what it takes, to be honest. I mean, you don't have to tell anybody who it is or what actually was or whatever, but if you feel like that's something you need to do, then by all means you do it. So, because nobody's going to get banned or kicked off or whatever until people hold other people accountable. So accountability is a big thing, guys. Always hold people accountable. My husband has so many frustration at his job right now because the boss doesn't have a backbone, or the other owner doesn't have a backbone, and it's like, okay, you tell me I can do this, but then you take it back and I can't do it because Robert's one of the managers there. So it gets very frustrating when you can't hold somebody accountable for something that they shouldn't be doing. So Tiffany said integrity. Yes, integrity goes a long way. Yeah. All right, guys. Anything else? Anything else y'all want to say? Tiffany, you got anything you want to add or say?
I think I got everything that I needed to say. Jose just got home and he must have did something to get Daniel mad. I don't know what's going on back there.
All right, guys. So thank you to everyone that joined us tonight. Thank you for your constant support, no matter what. We will be on my channel, as I stated earlier. We'll be on my channel tomorrow night to do close at 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you join us for that. That will be on my channel. Tiff and I will have all kinds of items to sell that deal with clothing and accessories and shoes and so forth. And then we'll be on Tiffany's channel Wednesday night and Thursday night. Wednesday night will be jewelry. Thursday night will be anything and everything. So make sure you don't miss those, and you won't miss those if you remember to subscribe and hit the bell on both of our channels so you don't miss anything that we post or a video we upload or when we go live. Remember to give a thumbs up, and again, make sure you make a comment after the show. Let me know what you think about Monday Motivation. Is this something that you do enjoy? Is it something you look forward to? What other topics would you like me to discuss? As I stated, next Monday will be Poshmark, and the Monday after that will be having my husband on with me. So you will find out from him what he thinks of being a spouse to a reseller. So make sure you do all those fun things with YouTube and so forth. And again, guys, thank you for your support these last month or 2 months. It definitely has mattered to me. So again, if you have any problems, issues, questions, whatever it may be, feel free to email me, message me, whatever. I will get back to you and let you know what's going on. So remember that the dream is for free, but the hustle, remember that is sold separately. So y'all have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Bye.
Okay, let's do this thing.